3, 2, 1. Welcome to the YGM podcast, Young Growing Minds. It's your host with the most OG, triple OG.
It's J Buddha, Big Buddha, you know me.
It's Jay. It's John, aka The Juice.
Smart keys from the Middle East, baby. You know the deal.
And today we have a very special guest. Mario, will you please introduce the guest?
The man, the myth, the legend, my older brother. You know, it's Think, aka Mind at Large, but real name, Chris Contreras. How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Yeah. Hi, Chris.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I love what you guys are doing, man. This is awesome, bro.
Thank you.
I'm like an avid listener. Like I'm on that shit. Like every time you drop.
Hell yeah. Forgot I had gum in my mouth. Chewing up
I
a
was like,
storm.
what the fuck is going on?
No,
Yeah,
appreciate
I got
it though. Appreciate the listening.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
It's really good.
Thank you for listening.
It's
Yeah.
really good. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm like very pleased because especially the guests you guys have on.
Yeah.
Legit. Like that last one you guys had with Sydney, and that shit was tight.
Yeah.
She was real.
Yeah.
Like when she spoke, I
Some real
felt it.
action.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
man. Yeah.
Mhm.
So shout out to her. Straight up.
Hey, shout out to Sydney.
Yeah, hopefully, like that podcast opens up, like so that other people aren't afraid to
You know,
Come in here and talk.
their,
Yeah.
you know,
Speak their
Yeah,
opinion.
This is awesome, man. Hearing
Yeah.
stories, yeah. I'm like hooked. Like I literally go to work listening to you guys' stuff, and I'll pause it for breaks and stuff. This
That's
is
awesome.
awesome.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Man.
It's
That's
the
crazy.
first podcast on video
What's
too.
up?
We're on
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
at Young Growing Minds.
2020.
We trying new things, man.
So
Trying to
next
get it out
is-
every single way we can.
Mm.
That's awesome.
For real, yeah.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's, guys.
Happy New Year's.
First
Happy
podcast
New
of
Year's.
2020.
Of 2020.
Happy New Year's,
We can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot more things to come.
Yeah.
For YGM podcast
Yeah.
and for Mind at Large.
Yeah.
we
yes,
can get that.
sir.
We can get into that later.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah. Nah, just don't quit.
Oh,
Straight
yeah,
up.
for sure.
Yeah.
Just
Consistency.
keep going, man. Just do this as much as you can.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Consistency is key.
We're just having fun,
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
it's
Exactly.
fun. Like
Yeah.
it's fun doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Y'all got any, speaking of New Year's, you guys got any
Resolutions.
resolutions?
Not to be a
Ooh.
fat ass.
Oh
This one.
God.
I'm trying to get more consistent.
I don't like how you looked me in my face and said not trying to be a
All right,
fat
but
ass.
I'm bigger than you. Come on.
I really hope I'm recording right now. Can anybody see through the back? No. Okay.
Nah, I can't see
Okay.
nothing, but it's all good.
Reflection, nah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Shit. Work more. Oh, I'm trying to save up for a car, so I'm
Okay.
trying to work on saving more money, like not spending on like stupid shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
More smart.
Stuff like that.
Food.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
food,
bro.
honestly, bro.
Food is a problem.
I actually didn't spend that much money on food
Last year? Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So,
Keep that shit up. That
Mhm.
shit's hard for me, bro.
Yeah.
That's,
Sure.
That's
Me
like
too.
a battle I'm going through.
Yeah.
myself.
It was like only the end of the year where I started eating like fast food, but it wasn't like throughout
The
the
whole-
whole year.
whole
I
year.
was like,
Yeah.
probably fast food like 3 times.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
cool if you have a
3
break.
times.
Well, I mean, nah, we had like pokey or some shit.
Yeah.
3 times.
I'm
You're
just
a
kidding.
dick.
No, it wasn't that much though.
'Cause I know
That's
when
good,
I'm
though.
eating out, we're eating out together. We always eat out together.
And what's the best thing to eat out at late night?
Yeah.
Carne asada fries.
Yes,
Yeah.
dude.
Got us out of fries at
Our
night.
future
Yeah,
sponsor.
dude.
Guys, like,
Features
from-
From Alberta?
From a burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like.
Oh my god.
It's low key out of here now. I'm not gonna lie.
But what are you guys'
It's okay.
New Year's resolutions?
To go to the gym, that's one, and to eat healthy. You know, I feel like my uncle told me this the other day. He was saying like, dude, take care of your body at a young age because you don't want to like start thinking about your body when you're already old. You know what I'm talking about? Like when he's age, he's not that old. He's like 45, 46, but
Mhm.
he's like, yeah, like my body's starting to feel different. And, you know, if I would have kept, you know, being healthy at a young age and like used it until when I'm older, you know, it would have just helped him out in the long run.
Yeah.
Wise.
True.
Listen.
I'm worrying about my body now.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
got bad knees. I got a bad back.
Oh,
it's
shit.
terrible.
Yeah, see,
Exactly.
exactly.
45.
I got
Yeah.
the body of a 45-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Well, for me, I'm just trying to get money.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get money and go to school.
Same.
That's for sure.
That's
Like
what's up.
that my New Year's resolution. Is
School where? Doing what?
I'm trying to go to barber school.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to looking up like like barber schools here and there, like in Anaheim and Downey and Garden Grove,
Dope.
everybody everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So far I got my eye on one. I applied. So now I'm just waiting for a response and then
Nice.
see
That's dope.
where 2020 takes me there.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go, man.
Then you can
You
finally
can
tell.
go far with that, bro.
Take it
Yeah.
easy.
You can take that to like, you can go to shops for the meantime and make this your side hustle. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Another goal for us, I guess, as a group is, make our name, Young Growing Minds, something that, maybe even 1,000 people will know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a small goal for now,
Yeah.
But like,
That's a major goal.
yeah.
1,000 people is
Yeah,
awesome, bro.
that's pretty,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
dope.
Mm-hmm.
To know
Yep.
the name YGM.
Yep.
Yup.
Yeah, that's a. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit.
hmm
I can't wait for that shit because it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Dude, I told Gerald this. I got a rant, I forgot what day it was. I was just at work, or I forgot where I was, but I got a random PSN message. Like a random, PlayStation Network message, right? From somebody I don't have added, I've never seen before, never played with, I don't think, and then it was saying, I don't have my phone, it's recording, but it was like, what was it? Like 2019, chase your dreams, because if you don't chase them, you'll never achieve what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it was just a random PSN message, and it had
Yeah.
different
was-
letters spelled weird and stuff like that.
Yeah, that day it was crazy because we were talking about chasing YGM.
Yeah, chasing our dreams.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
a sign.
crazy.
I think this is a sign, bro.
Literally
No,
an
they are.
hour later when we stopped talking about it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got that message you sent it to me.
I was like, bro,
That's
what the
crazy.
heck is this, bro?
It's a random sign,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually on a PS4 notification.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's crazy.
Exactly. On a PS4, I was like,
You take the signs wherever you get them from.
Yeah.
As long as you see them and it, strikes a chord in you,
yeah.
that's the important thing, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize signs, right
Yeah.
away. Some people, majority of people will ignore them.
Yeah.
But if you realize them, that's good for you, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Cause that's
True.
that could start up something big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of motivated me to I gotta push harder. Just a random message,
That's
Yeah.
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start getting into the guest. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, for sure.
Don't get into me.
All right. So,
What's up?
what do you do right now, man?
Yeah, well, right now, if I'm speaking my mind, I'm just trying to get a brand going.
Yeah.
I mean, I've grown up in the skateboard community since the 90s, and I'm hella influenced by that. So I'm trying to do something in the middle of that, kind of hybrid.
Yeah.
90s skateboard, but more modern with the whole consciousness thing, and just trying to reach an audience, tell a story through clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
And at the moment, as of right now, I'm just kind of starting. I announced it not too long ago, partially, and I got a cool following going, and people actually buying my clothing. So,
Oh yeah.
thank you guys, honestly.
So
Like
where, if they're interested in looking up your clothes, where can they find you at?
Right now, it's just IG, so Mind at Large CO. I'm working on a web store, but that won't be up until maybe middle of the year. I got a lot of plans, dude. Right now, I'm just literally just selling a logo tee, but I have a lot more to give.
It's probably
You
my
know that-
favorite T-shirt to wear.
No, thanks,
For
man.
people that watching right here.
Right
Oh,
there.
there it is.
I released the long sleeve white tee, and they sold out in a week.
Oh,
I was planning on buying one.
Damn
too.
it.
Yeah.
I was slipping, dog.
Yeah,
And I was like, I'm gonna see Christian.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I'll have more. It's just I'm kind of like in the middle of trying to release some beanies and I got some. I got 2 pairs of beanies actually coming out. And then I got a couple set of hats, and then I got the hoodies, the stitch hoodies coming out. But I have like 4 different colorways in those. But it's just me just trying to find the numbers and then trying to make sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is I'm learning on the go. I just started this stuff literally like in the middle of last year. Came up with the brand, the concept, and I put my entire heart in it. Like
Yeah.
every day, I'm pulling my hair out, just trying to think of stuff, and it's coming alive. And seeing something that I had thought about this last year coming to life is probably the greatest reward so far.
Yeah.
It was a kind of a testimony to myself. Falling into this whole consciousness stuff heavily. Getting into a lot of reading, a lot of listening to like pioneers, honestly, like from the 60s and 70s. And
Yeah.
as crazy as that shit sounds, I've been researching like a motherfucker. Like, I'm at work, but not even at work. I'm at school.
Yeah.
I'm like literally like grinding, like learning, reading 10 hours a day every day. You know,
And that's like the best part of learning a new love for something.
yeah.
Like, it's crazy because like when I was starting to cut hair, it didn't feel like work to me. Like, when I was learning, it didn't even feel like learning to me. Like, I was so obsessed with trying to perfect my craft and trying to get better and trying to drop something that's gonna fucking blow people's minds that I was just like fucking addicted to the point where I was just like, okay, how can I do this? And
It's
do
like I'm gonna use the gym for a reference. You know, like if you miss a day, you kind of feel like something's missing.
Yeah.
And that's how it is for me today now. Like if I don't work on my clothing brand at least once a day, I wouldn't feel like my day is complete.
Yeah.
So now it's just torture not working on it.
Yeah.
So it's just a heavy passion, man. I fell in love with the game. In high school, a lot of my peers will remember. My older brother, shout out to Los. He dropped Levolution, and Levolution at the time was kind of like the beginning of it all for me, understanding of branding, anything, marketing, whatever.
Yeah.
And I sold out of a backpack at school, and that shit was like really hot. I was surprised really because I would come home every day with like $300.
Damn.
It was hot. We ran through like bulks. You know, at the time, like the hippie movement was dope, and I was wearing like tie-dye tees, and people were asking about them. Like it was the skateboard brand was heavy, so the tie-dye tee was becoming popular, and like people were wearing like a lot of like hipster, not hipster. I'm sorry, hippie influenced clothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Levolution was at a perfect time. People were really digging it, and we only had one design. I'm not even saying my older brother. But through that, you know, him having me sell his shirts, I learned so much, bro. Like how it works and how to make money out of it, a profit out of it. You know? And it's helped me to this day. You know, that was a heavy ass lesson. That was freshman year of high school.
Man,
That's crazy.
That's
So
dope
like,
as fuck.
what made you want to start getting into the fashion industry out of everything that you had?
Because it was something that I was always in love with since Levolution, heavily. Besides skateboarding, I had no other passion besides designing, and I did it. I don't even dress fly, bro. It's just about me designing some cool shit for other people to wear. I think I find more satisfaction in seeing someone wear something I created than me wearing fly ass clothes.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, that's kind of what it is, man. I thought last year in the middle of all, I was going through some things, and I was trying to just find something to be creative, you know, because I had everything, you know. At the time, you know, the gym was the thing, you know, I was working out, whatever, but it didn't make me happy.
Yeah.
And so creating something out of nothing did.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
once I found the name, and I found it through a book, which I'll mention, and from there it just hit me. Like I was reading the book and I saw Mind at Large, and the explanation behind it, and I was like, damn, something hit me. Like it just hit me. You know, I was thinking of a concept for a clothing brand already, and this book hit me, and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna use this name.
Yeah.
And then from there, like this concept came to me, bro, like quick. Like everything's coming to me fast. The information was just hitting fast, and so I thought of the logo quick. You know, I drew it up. You know, I had an actual graphic designer do it for me, you know, to get this. And so that's just, the rest is history from there, you know, and I'm still trying to make it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So,
I remember when you showed us that design, I was like, damn, this
Yeah,
is
the
fucking
first
Yeah,
time.
it's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's just the concept, you know, like I try to Mind Out Large really is just about me. Like I think actually about everybody, because it's kind of my way of expressing or bringing light to the mind of a human being and how it's always on the run. It's always moving. Everybody got a mind that just don't shut up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and that's kind of what the brand's all about, is bringing light on that, you know, not to think that you're crazy. You're just a normal person. Everybody does it. Everyone just hides it differently.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is. I'm just trying to bring light on that, you know, because that's what it's all the stuff I've been reading. There's a lot of other stuff that I don't know if I should mention that I'm gonna do with the clothing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So my question is, like, when you went into the fashion industry, did it force you to like get out of your comfort zone?
Oh yeah, every day. Like what I'm doing today already, I'm like, that was not me just last year. Like I wouldn't have done like the majority of the stuff I'm doing right now. I'm not doing. I'm talking to strangers, you know, like, you know, I'm a very antisocial person, but outside family, like you guys, you know, if you see me outside, I don't speak much because I'm always in my head. And I'm sorry, what was your question?
Like, did going into like the fashion industry like kind of force you to get out of your comfort zone at times?
Yes.
Like social media.
Social media was just definitely talking to people and marketing, man. Marketing is kind of scary, but I mean, I kind of fell in love with that more than designing at the moment. You know, the whole concept of creating things to sell something has actually become an art form.
Yeah.
And, well, it is an art form, and
Sure.
I actually love doing it. You know, I created a couple videos, like my Christmas ad. You know, I thought of at home. I was just at home, and I had one of the Alexas just playing music, Christmas music, and I was doing exactly what I did in that video. And for some reason, when I was hearing the song, I felt like I was in a commercial. And you know, the entire time I was just recording in my mind everything. And
Yeah.
so
Sometimes music does that shit.
Yeah.
no, that's what it
Yeah.
is to me. Music's everything. Music is just, you know, a waveform creating pictures. So I heard the song that I actually have on that video, and I replayed everything. I got my buddy Steph. Shout out to Steph. He's a master.
Shout out stuff.
I tell him ideas. I hit him up, and I'm like, yo, I got this idea, and I need your help. And he came the same day, literally the same day. So I respect that a lot. And we shot it. We shot it at my house until like midnight. And we improvised, of course, because some of the originally I was gonna do a point of view. I wanted it to be a point of view shot the entire time, and it was just too hard to do. And so we ended up doing the way he shot it was he shot over my head. So it was kind of it kind of came out a lot better than I imagined. So that was his idea, and I respected it. It was dope.
That's dope.
Yeah. That video was dope.
Yeah,
as well.
it was a good.
But yeah, that's kind of what the whole marketing thing is. You know, I'm trying to make cool little content so people kind of I throw my shirt in the video. You know,
It's kind of like brainwashing people in a way.
well, I do that all the time.
Yeah, you kinda
That's
have
kind
to-
of kind of the trick to it. You know, you just kind of have to. I've been painting pictures of mine at large for like a year, throwing shit on my story without announcing it every now and then, and eventually everyone already just assumed I was doing it. I hadn't even said a word yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like social media plays a big ass role in like today's society on how to sell shit too. Like,
They make it a lot easier for you.
like you don't even have to have a lot of followers. It's just like respect and like people knowing who's selling it. Like they'll support, you know. So like even like, yeah, followers do matter because you're selling them to like a lot of strangers. But like it's always about like the beginning like struggle, you know, like
Right now.
just the little people that are supporting, and that shit takes you far. Like damn, bro, like we saw the come up.
The people like that are fucking awesome. The
Hell
people who
yeah.
actually show love for your friends and family and all
Yeah.
that. That's dope. It goes a long way. It like prolongs your dream.
I forget.
Yeah.
I think I was like looking at your Instagram story or your wife's Instagram story, and it was saying like support your friends ideas, you know, support them, you know, because that's the only thing you can do right now, and just help them, you know,
Yeah.
like why not, you know,
Exactly.
they're gonna help you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
vice versa.
I was like, damn, that's a good one. I want to
Yeah.
post
Yeah.
this.
It's
Yeah.
like help each other grow.
Yeah, like what's so hard with saying like, hey yo, that's tight, bro. Here's money. Like even if you don't like it, like here's
Yeah.
$20 for it, bro. I fuck
Or
with it.
just like, you know, shout them out, you know, like, hey, follow this, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
You
shit
gotta
goes a
think
long
about
way.
it. Like a lot of these posts, a lot of these people like me, we got major plans, you know, and we
Yeah.
just need the money.
Yeah.
Like at the moment, this is as far as I can take it, you
Yeah.
know, and your guys' help will let me make better stuff that I have in mind for you guys to
Yeah.
rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an awesome feeling when you have people supporting you this early on. I didn't expect this support this early on,
Yeah.
and I love it. I love all y'all. Really, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. So like, you said that you shot the video at your house. Like, so how is that? How is working, managing a family, an apartment, and a clothing brand? Like, how is that?
It's tough. It's actually some days kind of very overwhelming. You know, I'm just one person who's going through so much things, but it's nothing crazy. You know, there's a lot of people going through worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, it gets tiring because it does affect the family sometimes. Because I work at home.
Yeah.
You know, and shout out to my girl for being so patient, and she's so supportive. So,
Yeah.
you know, thankful for that. You know, she
Yeah.
believes in me as much as I believe in myself,
Yeah.
and you need that, especially in
Yeah.
a relationship with a daughter.
Yeah.
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 And So some days I'm too busy. I'm literally designing in my house like a madman. If it ain't beats, it's that.
Yeah.
And she's with my daughter, and I mean, I'm not saying it's all the time, but it is frequent, and I love her for that, and she's down with it. Now she's even included in some of the ideas, and I'm including her in commercials. I'm gonna include her and my baby in a lot of photo shoots.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be implemented in this. She's already becoming the queen of it.
Yeah.
She's like supporting so much that people think it's her brand.
Shit's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it is her brand.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say right now. Like it is her brand too, because this thing is a family thing. This whole Mine at Large one day is gonna be a family business.
Yeah.
Whether it is the clothing or the other plans that I have in mind for it. It's a big branch. I'm gonna have all kinds of links to it. So yeah.
That's dope as fuck, man.
Dude, yeah, and I believe it. I
Yeah, I
believe
believe it
100
too.
everything.
Yeah.
Man. It's gonna
I always
happen.
love seeing like those videos, like when you have like your family. I'm like, damn, it's just like
I know.
they're all so invested into it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be something big.
That's the
like,
thing, that's the motivation I needed, just to see that. When I had the photo shoot back in July, all of my cousins were there, my brothers, my girl, my baby, her friends, like I had a lot of people
yeah, I
there.
remember. Yeah.
And it was dope. I didn't have to worry about models or anything. I just pick anybody in the crowd, here's a tee, and then you go shoot. And
Yeah.
and it makes it a lot easier, man.
It's so much easier, like when you have people around you that
Mentally.
really support what you're trying to do. It's like, damn, like if they're supporting me now, like I like wait till I get big.
Exactly. I have them in mind,
Boom.
like the
Yeah.
ultimate goal for me, and I'm gonna say it now because this is the universe now. I want to have a warehouse eventually,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna have all my family. I'm not saying work for me, but I want everyone to be involved.
Yeah.
Whether it's creatively, whether it's production wise, marketing, photography, etc.
Yeah.
And I envision it almost every day. Every day I'm in the car and I'm just like listening to music and I just see it. It's like right there in reach.
Yeah.
I get emotional.
Yeah. Hey, me too, man.
Yeah, no, we all
Me
get
too.
emotional.
Yeah, we all get
When
emotional.
I start
yeah.
talking about family
Yeah.
and everything,
No,
dude,
yeah.
you just like those dreams and the like. You want it so bad. It makes me
Yeah,
super
it's just-
emotional.
see,
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that shows
Yeah.
how passionate you are about
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Like legit,
No,
that
yeah.
shows like you actually been thinking about
Yeah.
it.
I wake up, it's mine. I go to sleep, it's mine. I
Yeah.
eat, breathe,
Yeah.
all that. That's the first thing. Like I'm surprised I'm not in trouble at work, bro. Like it's bad. It's to the point where it's just noticeable now. Like my screens are just full of designs and
Yeah.
I have notepads in my notebook and
Shit.
all kinds of shit. Man,
Be thankful, bro.
Yeah.
'Cause
No,
that
hell
shit-
yeah. I'm like, it's a reason why I have this job.
Yeah.
This job that's so lenient. I work with my pops, my brother, my best friend,
Yeah.
and we're literally like, of course I work. I have to do everything in between.
Yeah.
And manage the shit I have to do. But I just figured out the loopholes in it. So
Yeah.
I can catch some work in. Because if I don't work, bro, I'll lose my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Just know that your hard work will never go unnoticed.
Yeah.
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 Like
Hell no.
one way or another,
Mhm.
someone's gonna see it and see like it's like really art.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like, your art's just gonna keep
That's
spreading.
exactly
Yeah.
one day I hope. Like someone
Yeah.
considers this shit art. 'cause-
It's crazy because like sometimes like simple shit can just blow up, bro. Like Supreme, for example, like it's literally just a box logo, that
Yeah.
made them sell like a tee for like how much? Like fucking $250, maybe even
More
more.
than that.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So like sky's the limit.
Mhm.
Like you
Not
just gotta
really.
get that one big hit.
It just started as like a streetwear, like a little shop,
Mhm.
and like one famous person started wearing it, and it just
That's all it really is.
Skyrocketed.
That's marketing, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Marketing doesn't took them that way.
Yep.
Eventually I can have somebody. Hopefully I can get some pro skaters to where I got some shit lined up.
Yeah.
But
So,
that's the dream. That's the dream.
yeah, man, it will happen.
Yeah, hell yeah.
it's gonna
I believe
happen.
it. I
Yeah.
feel it. I feel it like crazy. And the love I'm getting back, it's proof in itself.
Yeah.
So it's just I gotta stay true. I gotta stay. I can't quit. That's the first
Uh-huh.
2 words I say every morning when I wake up before I go to work. I literally say this when I wake up every morning because in the morning sometimes I get caught up with thinking too ahead and I get
Yeah.
overwhelmed with all the steps. Because I always plan out my shit and sometimes I get too lost into it. I'm like, oh well, if this happens, what am I gonna do? Or if this happens, what am I gonna do? And then I just say, don't quit.
Yeah.
No matter what you're gonna face. I listen to a lot of Nipsey.
Yeah.
And not just him, but a lot of people who've made it. and they always say don't quit. And that's the difference. It really is. You know, thinking about it all the time, like they went through all the stuff I'm actually going through. Like I can relate to some of these people, the way they speak, and I understand them. And I'm like, fuck. And when they say don't quit, then I'm like, fuck, you're right. You know, like I get it now. I get
quit.
that.
Yeah.
There's always going to be obstacles with your passion. Right?
Yeah.
Consistency. Yeah, exactly.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, I live by the quote. Whenever you think about quitting, think about why you started.
Yeah,
I always live by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that always pushes me.
I used to think
better.
like when people would say consistency is key, I'm like, how is that the key, you know? But it's because I've never been consistent in anything I did, you know? Like when I would go to the gym, like when I would start off, like I would go for like probably a month straight, but then after that, I thought that was it, you know? But if I kept going and going and going, I would have saw the progress and, you know, everything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do with, like, you know, this podcast and other things that I want to do, you know? Just be consistent with it, and then you never know, you know, where it's going to take you.
Yeah, a brick a day.
Yeah.
You'll have a house one day. You
Yeah.
know? It's really, that's all what it's all about. You know, I look at my older brother for a lot of influence, and I see what he's done in the gym. You know, I seen from where he started and where he is now. And the only thing is that he never quit. He was consistent as fuck.
Yeah.
And look where he is now, you know? So that's that right there. Like, if he doesn't think I didn't notice that, like, I'm telling you now, like, that shit motivated me.
Yeah.
You know, like,
for
but
sure.
in other ways, you know, the gym shit is I'm not saying it's not for me, because I do like working out.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but in other forms. You know, I can't lift weights that much. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it. Yeah. It's kind of hard. It's hard. I don't know. The gym for me, it's like, I like it, but it's not something that I'm passionate about. So it's not something that drives me there every day. You know, I want to make it a lifestyle, but it's not like sports. Like when we used to play football, or like we would go outside. You know, we're running constantly, doing stuff that we love because we're doing, you know, fun things together.
Didn't even notice you were working out.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
didn't notice.
Didn't notice you were getting your
Like,
cardio.
Yeah, in some situations, it's not what you're doing motivates you. It's the people around you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because honestly, for me and Jaden,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Jaden, I wouldn't be going to the gym
yeah.
every day. But because of Jaden, I'm there every day.
Yeah.
So it's like the people around you motivate you.
Exactly.
Definitely.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
That
true.
is true.
Definitely.
So I've asked you this question before, and still been very confused about the answer.
Okay.
So what is the definition of mind at large?
I was about to say that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
That was on mine.
Well, like, I mean, I've kind of explained it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just actually, it's so vast, man, the meaning behind it.
So like, do you have like a specific like
If I had to say like a go-to, I would say it's my way of expressing how my mind is.
Yeah.
And it relates to everybody else. So that's kind of what my brand is. I'm trying to make a brand where I can pick something we all have in common. And that's your mind.
Yeah.
Everybody's mind runs like fucking crazy.
Yeah,
You know, we all control it. You know, it's a natural thing to think the way we do. That's why I wrote. I mean, look, it's like a brain on the run.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
So
little simple stuff.
you
like
did
that.
so besides the brand Mind at Large, you on the side do beats. And if you didn't notice, we actually do have your beat as our intro.
That's our
Yeah.
intro every time. We
Yeah.
just started
I
like
appreciate
playing
that.
random
Yeah.
beats, and then Mario's like, "Oh, let me try this," and then we're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
you know?
I just started turning
Yeah,
up
like,
too. Yeah.
all
Honestly,
right.
it clicked. Like,
Yeah.
that shit was like,
I'm not gonna lie, it does.
Yeah.
It does click because it's such a positive show.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that beat's one of my most positive ones I've made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a loop, man. I wouldn't call it a beat, but but yeah, it's one of the more.
shout out to you, bro.
Oh no, I appreciate it. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Honestly, bro, when I heard it, I was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm like, that shit sounds familiar." that shit fucking stung me, dog. I was like, "Okay, that's
Yeah.
dope, man. I appreciate that." But
How did you get into making music?
shout out to Sleepwalker first and foremost. I got into beats as a young kid. My brother, actually the neighbor, Tony, he's a mastermind at this stuff, dude. Like he dissected the shit out of hip hop, like no joke. Like he knows the science behind this shit, and he's a professor. And he showed me his beats. He showed me his process. And ever since then, I'm like, yo, that's totally possible. Like, I can do this shit. Because myself, when I listen to music, it's the music itself, not even the lyrics. Like, a lot of the songs I've been listening to for years, bro, but I don't know the lyrics to them. Because I'm so, like, mesmerized by the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that just grabbed me since a kid. And I always just try to like figure that shit out. Like, yo, how the hell did you do that? And
Yeah.
then, he introduced me to a lot of people, a lot of producers, and from there, I would say I never really started producing until maybe like 4 years ago. So I'm relatively new to the game, and it was Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla. He's the intro and the outro. If you're a producer, and you know what that means. He's the master. He's the Jedi master. Fucking. I think learning him is what kind of helped me advance further into the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I figured out some of his techniques, figured out what he would do, try to pick his brain just by listening to his music. And it's hard. He was an alien, bro, with just the beat machine. And that's what kind of grasped me to learn it even more. Like, I'm like, yo, like, I don't understand this. I want to know it so damn bad. And I did. Like, I tripped out. Like, not too long ago. Like, man, I used to wish to make beats, and now I know how to do it. Like, I mean, I'm not the greatest, but I'm like, I can make a beat whenever I want to. You know what I mean? Like,
shit's crazy.
That was the dream before, and now I'm like, I can just do it whenever. I mean, it's kind of in the back burner right now because I'm doing the whole clothing brand.
Yeah.
But I have so many stuff, like so many beats, you know, like backed up to use. I'm kind of gonna slowly integrate it into the brand itself,
Yeah.
you know, and using it from videos and little ads, little promos, stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm just combining both of your arts. Like,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just
like,
do it. You know,
like I remember when you first started making beats, he started buying little things here and there, right? And he would show me like, hey, yo, I made this beat. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, okay, it's cool. It's cool.
Nah, they were ass.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It was like, all right. I was like, every day he'd be like, all right, come check this one, and just consistent, you know, just kept being consistent. And like in the room, bro, like I'd be trying to chill with him, and like it'd be loud as fuck.
Yeah. I remember walking by.
Walls booming. Like don't disturb.
The whole house shaking.
I know. Hey, my dad, he actually bought me those speakers. That was dope. You know, he didn't have to do that, but he really did.
Yeah,
and that was one of the coolest things he's ever done, man. I was like, whoa, he actually bought me these fucking speakers. Like, that was dope. Because at the time, I got into DJing first before I ever made a beat. You know, I picked up a DDJ, a Pioneer. And I just started to learn how to mix, you know, just learn, you know, the mechanics of that shit. And from there, he bought me the speakers because of that, because I was doing, like, my family parties and shit. And he was like, yo, you're getting serious with this. Let me get you something for it. And I'm like, all right, because I was using, like, these little ass speakers. Yeah. And they would blow out. Well, they weren't blowing out, but like, the bass was just hella, distorted. I feel it. And he got me those speakers, and I was like, dope. And then I was like, man, forget DJing. I'm gonna start making beats with this shit. And I had like studio, like quality stereo in my room, you know. And
when I see it from the outside, I'm like, bro, this is a studio.
Yeah, like the lights and shit.
I missed that shit, man. I missed that shit. I gotta rebuild another one, man. That was another thing too. You know, I got into like designing rooms and shit.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Yeah, oh my god. I made my studio, and man, Eric got mad love. At first, when I had it the first time, that's when I had no bed in my room.
Are you the type of person, like, this is me, like, I buy one thing, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be good for my setup, and then I look up another thing, like, oh, I gotta buy this shit right away. I gotta keep buying.
It's a terrible habit.
Like,
honestly.
you can't wait. Like, I can't wait. I have to have it all, you know, set up right there.
Even when we started this fucking podcast, he's like, all right, send me money. Yeah, we gotta get this. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, we gotta get the mics, you know.
That's how I am.
I bought this shit.
That's how I am too. Yeah. I get you a lot. I get you because I'm obsessive over that shit.
Yeah, when I get into something, like, I don't know, it's like a weird trait. Like,
John doesn't stop.
I don't stop. Like, when I get into like paintballing, I buy the whole gun, everything I need. You know, I get into shoes, I buy every shoe that I like. I get into this, you know, I you know,
John gotta go into gaming. You buy everything.
Yeah,
for the game
everything for the gaming. Like, I don't know, like, you know,
it makes life easier when you have like the top notch shit, man.
Yeah,
it's the truth. I mean, I that's how I was. I got the speakers, and I got, at the time, I was only using FL Studio, so all I had to use was like a little MPD I had. It was MPD, I don't remember. And from there, it was just a 16 pads, and then I bought a keyboard. Yeah. It was like 44 keys or something like that. And then from there, I bought a machine. Well, it's pronounced something different, but I call it a machine. And that comes with its own software, and then I had to relearn a whole new software, and that's what I'm on right now to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when everything started looking like a fucking studio, because I had keyboards here and there.
Yeah, so I'm afraid to get into things because once I like it and I'm like, I'm gonna do that, and I'll buy everything for it. Yeah,
yeah, I get it 100%.
All right, we're gonna take a break and go to our sponsor. All right, and we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
It was a long ass break.
Yeah, it was too long.
Barely had time to breathe.
Yeah,
for real.
So besides the clothing line, music, or like before all this, I mean, what were you doing back then? Like before you were starting all this, like what job or hobbies, other hobbies?
Well, growing up, how do I explain this? I always planned ahead. I planned ahead since freshman year.
Yeah.
And I had an idea. I knew I wasn't going to be the greatest academic-wise, you know. I wasn't going to go to, like, some fucking 4-year college or anything. So I was like, all right, scratch all that. I'm going to do what I need to do. So I started looking into, like, careers right after high school. But this was, like, my freshman year, sophomore year. And I wanted to make my life a little easier. And so I left Cerrito sophomore year to go to become... I was homeschooled.
Oh, really? Oh,
but I did it so I can get ahead.
Yeah.
You know, so all I did was go to that thing, go to that one class that I had to do, grabbed a bunch of credits, and I came back and I had like almost everything done. My junior year and senior year, I was just doing electives, and I had to do like the mandatory English and.
Oh, that's dope.
You know, I mean, it was a loophole that I've kind of figured out, and then after that, I actually one of the electives was a pharmacy class. It was like home.
I did
home
that.
something. Yeah, I don't remember that shit. I was like, yo, this seems like it's actually pretty dope thing to do, just to become, you know,
pharmacist. You know?
Yeah, exactly. A pharmacist, or I was a tech actually.
Yeah, pharmacy tech. Yeah.
And so I looked into that shit like right after graduation, so I can get into school. So after I graduated, I started like 2 months later.
Yeah.
And well, I think it was about 2 or 3 months later, and then I got my license about 2 years after, and I started working at pharmacies. You know, I was working at CVS, Walgreens, and I worked at some closed door in Anaheim, and that was the one I worked at the most.
Yeah,
it was like 4 years, but I just got tired of it. You know, I was looking for an opportunity with my dad's company, for actually like 3 years into the game at the pharmacy. And the opportunity finally presented itself, and I left. I left the pharmacy life to go work with my dad at his trucking.
Yeah.
And it's honestly a blessing, really, because I wouldn't have no time to do shit. I'd probably be stuck in the cycle that I was then.
Yeah.
And you know, everything happens for a reason, and I'm looking for the signs.
Yeah.
And I'm reacting to them. You know.
That's dope. That's crazy to go from like pharmacy, because like a lot of people like, bro, pharmacy. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, like pharmacy.
That's where their end goal is.
Yep. That's what they're trying to do. Like I have a lot of clients that are pushing to go into pharmacy.
Yeah.
And once they get into that shit, they said they're gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying?
You're never happy, bro.
Exactly.
I think life. Oh, you get bored of shit real fast. Naturally. You know, you're always gonna look for the next thing, no matter what.
At our high school, we had the same class. It was like pharmacy tech with I forgot what the teacher's name was. I took it. Yeah, Miss Thomas. Yeah, me and Mario took it.
Oh, Miss Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay, that was her name. Yeah, the curly hair. Yeah.
I forgot me and Mario took that. Yeah, and like I don't know. Like at first, when I first signed up, I was like, dude, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be something. Like I'm ahead, you know.
Yep.
But then like you just start to see what you really like, and you think like, am I really gonna do this, you know? And we didn't go for it.
Because I remember like because you have to take two years of pharmacy, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, the first year was like pharmacy clerk or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, bro, this is cake. Like I'm gonna do this shit. Like this seems like easy money.
Yeah.
Second year was a completely different game.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
But we still passed.
Yeah, barely. I barely passed.
It was like you learn the terminology and all that.
Yeah, the terminology.
Yeah,
what we would do, it was either me, Mario, and Tony. We would be the first ones finished in like probably like 3 minutes because we would just write A B C D A B C D A B C D A B C D. We just guess because we
didn't know shit, bro.
We didn't think about it. Like I don't know.
It's unnecessary stuff on farm. Honestly, man, the secret is this: if you're doing pharmacy, know this: everything you're learning in school, you're probably not gonna do at work.
Yeah.
Most likely, because all the math's done for you.
Oh,
they're so scared of errors
that
they rather just have computers do everything for you. And all you really do as a tech is either you speak to customers if you're working at a retail or whatever the fuck, if it's open door.
Yeah.
And if you're working at closed door, you don't gotta deal with nobody. I was at closed door and I thought that shit was tight. Like I was literally inside a warehouse just packing meds for people who lived at homes.
Oh shit.
I didn't get bothered by nobody. I was just packing. And the pay was cool at the time.
Yeah.
I was able to get my own car. Live freely, go out. Never have to worry about money. I mean, pharmacy's a cool job. Don't get me wrong. For people out there doing it, I don't want to discourage you, because there's a lot of like things that you can go from there. Yeah. So you'll see. Yeah,
it opens a lot of doors for sure. The medical field. It's so huge, man.
Yeah,
it's just too big.
And it just opens so much
always
doors.
Need people.
They always
There's new jobs being created for that shit all the time too.
It's crazy, man. Because I remember just you like. I'd be at Mario's house all the time, and like I always be seeing you like coming home late as fuck. Like you just got off work with your lap, like
my lap coat. Oh shit! You've been around forever.
Yeah,
now.
Man. I was like, damn, you getting home late as a pharmacy tech. And then like now seeing you now, it's like that's crazy, bro. Like, respect to you, bro.
No, I appreciate it, man.
The grind.
It's not over yet.
Yeah,
it's not over yet. The goal is the castle.
The castle,
for sure. Yeah, it's always the climb though. I think the climb is always the best part of finding something.
You gotta fall in love with that.
Yeah.
If you fall in love with the process, it's game over, bro. No one can stop you. The process is like what people consider the worst thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the best thing, man.
Exactly. Yeah. You fall in love with the process. You have to stay in love with that process, because if you just fall in love with the end goal, then you're not gonna have anything after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know. I feel like you have to love that struggle.
No, you do. You do. As a kid, I remember, rest in peace Darnell, he told my older brother in front of me, without struggle, there's no process or no progress.
Yeah.
So let's struggle. Yeah. And I was like, that shit, stuck to me to this day,
That's dope.
That's crazy.
That's a nice ass quote.
Yeah, dude. That shit's crazy.
Keep that in mind.
I'm gonna keep that in mind too.
Yeah, dude. Because I remember when I was first starting to cut hair, I was struggling like a motherfucker using like Walmart clippers and shit. Like it was hard, bro. Ross clippers, all this shit. Yeah. And then like at that time I was in love with the money. I was in love with the money and the people that didn't really fuck with my cuts but gave me a chance.
Yeah.
So I was addicted to that shit. And then I was like, all right, cool, $5, bet. Cut 10 people up, that's a lot of monies. So I was like, all right, bet. So I didn't even care about like what I was using, bro, until I saw like when I was trying to take a picture, like, yo, this shit looks whack. I was trying to take a picture, I was like, it's the angle. And then I was just
maybe
like,
turn on flash.
maybe turn on the flash. Maybe
turn off the lights.
Actually, just get out. Turn off the lights.
Put a bag over your head.
Then I was like, fuck, bro, what am I doing wrong? And then like, I was just looking up videos and shit. And that's when I started to realize the climb of like what I wanted to, like the process of it. And I was like, okay, these look dope. I'm gonna go and get these. Cut hair, got the money, spent it. Then another cycle because I need other clippers. Got the money, went to the store, copped it. So I was like, holy shit, this is going crazy because I'm seeing a lot of changes in my clientele and my cuts, my gear and all that. I'm starting to look more professional and all this shit. And to the point where I was buying gear that I didn't need to buy, but it was perfect for like backup. So I was like, holy shit, like the more you put in, the more you receive, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it's cool to struggle for a bit, because I was struggling for sure, like with those clippers, like trying to get that money for the clippers and all that shit. The struggle was real for that. So like, yeah, struggle for a little bit, and then the outcome is gonna be positive all the time.
Yeah. Always, bro. Look at where we're sitting.
Yeah, bro, it's fucking, it's crazy, Shit's
we started in a hallway, and we have our own little shop.
Barbershop / podcast room.
Yeah, bro. Every time I tell somebody like, "Oh, bro, where do you do your podcast?" I'm like, "Right here, bro." They're like, "I'm in the set." I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, that shit's crazy,
you
bro."
You guys can see it right now. It's a little, we're working with what we got.
Yeah, a little cram.
This is the best right here, man. Yeah. One day you're gonna have this little thing in the office one as a photo. You know what I mean?
That's the goal.
The reason why it's like this is because I'm tired of like, saying I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and never end up starting it up. Sure. We just wanted to get this done. It's messy, it doesn't look as professional, but
honestly, man, this is some good shit.
Yeah,
because I've been through a few. And I've been through radio shows, and then I've been through here.
Yeah,
You know, I've been through all kinds of levels of podcasts, and I even started trying to do a podcast, and it didn't even come nearly as close as this. So, you know, this is good, man. I came in, I was like, damn, I'm impressed.
You're trying to get stuff done, man.
I love it.
We
Keep
got
it going,
dreams.
man.
We got dreams.
I love it. Sometimes I'll be like, man, I need another episode. Yeah, man, shit, y'all gotta hurry up.
We're slacking sometimes.
Yeah, my family members be saying that too.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah.
my clientele is like, bro, when the fuck is the next podcast coming out?
Yeah.
I'm like,
And you would think like our episodes would go, they go down a little bit in views, but like you would think like they would, you know, be like 10 or 5, you know, it kind of reaches the same amount of numbers each time, you know.
Good, yeah.
There's people coming back, and I'm like,
As
oh,
long
damn.
as it stays, man, never dips.
Yeah.
There's like loyal listeners, and it's like,
Yeah.
I
it's
appreciate
crazy.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you for always tuning in. Oh man. Like,
Yeah.
This is the start. Like, of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you always hear those like stories about, you
it's
know,
being started in a garage
Yeah,
or something.
like okay, wait, let's not
Yeah.
just let it happen.
But
But
it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
It's
those
okay
things
to think it.
Yeah.
You gotta
See
be
that
in
right
it.
there. That's us right there.
I thought that was Ty. I saw that the other day. Who did that?
Oh shit! I didn't even see that.
I drew the design on my what's it called?
Just like on your
On my little
sketch pad,
drawing
right?
sketch pad that I connected to my computer.
Mhm.
It doesn't even have a screen. It's just like a black pad, and I was just kind of like eyeing it like this. And then my girlfriend just like she just like your girl, like she's like super into everything that we do. Like she's supportive of everything that I do. You know, she's always, you know, promoting our stuff, you know, nonstop.
Yeah.
She loves painting, so she just, you know, painted
Oh,
it.
dope. She did that?
Yeah, she painted it.
That looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's great. I didn't even notice that.
That's why I was like, I have to have it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I think you weren't here when she put it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, you weren't here, man.
I'm back now, guys.
Yeah.
I missed you, G.
Yeah, you know.
yeah, we didn't have the
Yeah.
welcome.
Welcome. Yeah,
Welcome.
it was super hard to.
Sorry,
It's like
man.
that. It's just the voice.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't.
Yeah, and if you know me, I don't have rhythm, or I can't get on beat. So I was like, all right, when am I supposed to do this?
Bro,
So
we
you
were
can tell
waiting,
them.
we were
Yeah.
waiting for the longest time. I was like, okay, this is it.
You just see John nodding his head like,
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay.
You're all waiting for
I'm
him?
waiting for Gerald. Like, there's nobody here. It's me.
Yeah, I apologize. I was sick. Man.
yeah.
Rolling Loud kicked my ass.
So I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you talked about how books kind of motivated you.
Oh, yeah.
So, what book motivated you the most to like get
Changed
these,
my
or like
life.
where'd you get
Oh, yeah.
the name or something?
Okay. The book that I actually got my name, I was gonna save it for a question, but it was just too hard. The book that I got it from was Doors of Perception.
Okay.
It was about
Good
it was
reads.
by Huxley, and the book is about a clinical study of mescaline. You know, and
A holiday hoodie Woody.
it's a psychedelic. It's like it's in a cactus called peyote. If
Okay.
you look it up, it's like a little like pumpkin looking cactus. That book changed my perspective of art. You know, it changed my view on art and how important it really is. Because we see pictures up on the wall and they just look like pictures.
Yeah.
You know, but when you really look at stuff, they actually are. It's hard to explain. They're much more.
So like stories,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
or is it more in depth with that?
It's actually a visual thing, and also of course a meaning. But when you see like a very good artist, and sometimes you don't actually see what they're trying to do, but some people have the eye to catch like the detail that an artist is trying to put into something,
Okay.
because the mind just doesn't understand it. That's how advanced some of these artists are, and that book actually opened my eyes to that. It named a few artists that I actually ended up looking up, and he said that he was the total normal guy before this, but he was on that mescaline in the book, you know, and he was trying to explain his trip, and through his trip he was explaining how art had changed, and he was explaining how art looked to him and through his eyes with that in him. And what tripped me out is that it took him to take that to see what an artist was truly trying to draw.
Damn, that's
And,
crazy.
You know, he explained. I can't. The painting is very famous, actually, and you guys will. If I started to see you guys will know. I don't remember the name, but while he was on it, he explained how it became real. You know, so through the eyes of an artist that level, that's what they see when they draw something. You know, when they paint something down, they see it through their eyes, a 3D woman, a real life woman, but we see it as a picture on the wall.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought that was really cool. You know, the book I actually got from The Doors. You know, Jim Morrison. He actually got his name, the band, from The Doors Perception too. So that's something we have in common.
Wow,
crazy.
Oh shit. Okay, now I get it. Yeah, I get it now. Cause you were telling me like, yeah, me and The Doors have, or like the brand and The Doors have something in common. I'm like, what? And you would say like The Doors of Perception, and like it would just fly past my head. And I was like,
now you get
no,
it.
that was just me just tinkering with your head. I was just putting that thought in there because I was gonna use it for a question on my page, but I don't think anyone would have got it because I actually put that book in my Christmas commercial, and I was gonna say, what do The Doors and Mind at Large have in common? And I was gonna put a hint. It's in my Christmas video.
Okay.
You know, just to throw a little Easter egg in there.
So okay. Well, so now if they listen to this, you could say the answers in the podcast.
Most definitely.
So it can get us some views too.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do
The
that.
answers in the podcast. Listen to the podcast.
Well, you guys found the answer. The first one to hit me up on DMs, I'll give you a free tea.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We
I'm
need
gonna
the
hit you
t-shirts.
up right now.
Shit,
No, not yet.
I know where it is.
I'm gonna make
on the dresser Christmas video.
I'm gonna make another account real quick.
And if you do,
It's all Gerald with a mustache.
Shit. Harold. Harold.
with the French accent.
Oh, that's great.
You send me a head up.
So did The Doors play any part like
Oh my
besides
God.
the book? Like did they play any part
man.
in the brand?
Oh no. I don't have anything that's influenced by them besides just the book. I mean, that was just a coincidence, but I thought that was pretty neat.
Okay, so did The Doors have a lot of influence on you?
Oh, of course. My God, that music changed my life. They have such a different style. They're still ahead, and no one's ever been able to replicate what they did.
Yeah.
That's fucking beyond alien.
Mm-hmm.
You know that he was a poet. And the music was basically the good way to bring this up. A masculine trip. The music was amazing, bro.
Yeah.
The
music hit different, bro. Like that
it was
music
majestic.
was so. Yeah.
It was exotic. You know, it was fuck, man. Amazing music. As crazy as it wasn't as structured as you think, but it was amazing stuff. The guy just let loose. That's what feeling free in music sounds like. The Doors.
Yeah. True. So, is there any artist that you kind of like want to not replicate, but you're very inspired by, to like push harder or like?
Oh yeah.
I know you're very into music or like.
Artists who influenced me like crazy. Tupac.
Okay.
First and foremost. Since a kid, I listened to Pac. He was like the first artist I've ever actually listened to. I was in elementary, and his words moved me. He was talking about some real things that still matter to this day.
Yeah.
And he made me think differently since a young kid. I think he played a big role in my life in terms of who I am today. Just because of what he would say, and he gave me a perspective I can never live. And so I sympathize for people who do live that life, and Nipsey Hussle. As common as that is nowadays, it's true. I took him for granted while he was here, most definitely. I listened to his music for years. Victory Lap was my favorite album of the year that he dropped. This is all before he died. This is
because people would think like, oh, he's just riding the
wave.
wave. Yeah, but like,
no,
I know you.
Nipsey he played a huge role. His music was always he's West Coast, bro.
Yeah.
That's something that I was hella heavy in growing up, especially high school, and he's been around forever. He was a local cat,
Yeah.
So that's how we knew him, and that's why we know him so well. And then once he passed, it hit me like, because he motivated me. Like I saw what he was building, and I was like, yo, like if you ever had to like walk the same footsteps as someone, Nipsey Hussle was a great role model. And That's what I always thought. And then when he passed, I'm like, fuck. Like, everything he was building gone in a second, you know? And then that's what hit me. Because I knew what he was building. I knew what he was doing. What he was fighting against. And, fuck, that shit hurt.
Yeah.
That shit hurt. Because it was like, damn, he was giving me hope to go against some of the evils in this world, you know? Like, because if you get that big, you're gonna be running into some big people. And,
for sure.
And he was fighting against them, doing what he was doing. You know, it's bigger than what you see. There's a lot more stuff behind the scenes that isn't really talked about with him.
For sure.
And but what he did though inspired the shit out of me. Like if I needed some fuel on my fire, it was his death.
Damn, that shit's crazy, yo. Cause it's true. Cause like I'm a huge fan of X, and like everybody knows X as something negative, you know. But like the true fans know like how he was before he died, you know. He was a whole different person, giving back, doing things for the community, charities, all this stuff, you know, just being a way more positive person. That's why like he went through that weird phase where he shaved his eyebrows off. He said that he was like basically like what's the fuck, like reincarnating or some shit like that, just changing his ways, being reborn or some shit.
Reincarnate.
You know what I'm saying. So he was doing that to himself. He didn't care about his image, all this shit, and that's what really, like, he didn't give a fuck what anybody said. So he did all this stuff to make something better for himself. So I saw like how he's changing for the good, making better music too, like so much more positive music, so much more uplifting music, rather than just yelling and just feeling his pain, you know. So like when he passed, I was like, what the fuck, yo? Like,
similar.
You know, like, so like
fuck, you were trying to turn your life around. Like,
you know, like you had so much to go. Like you were on such a great path. You know, you had the doors were just open for you, you know. So like for it to be taken, like they died the same way. They both got shot. They both got their lives taken, you know. So that's the shit that sucks, is that they didn't do it to themselves in a way where like, well, like they got this shit.
It was cut short.
Yeah, it was cut short, you know. And everybody says it's for a reason, like maybe they knew too much, maybe they did too much. You never know, but only they know what's up.
I think Nipsey's death was so impactful that it changed everyone in this community. I think everyone felt it. Even people who weren't even fans, you know, like I spoke with a lot of people and they felt it. You know, that's how you know he was an important person.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I was going with that.
Yeah, like, cause I wasn't like a big fan, but then like when he died, I like that feeling that you're talking about. I felt that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, he really impacted these people that much. Like, he had so much to offer, and they took it all away from him.
Yeah, man. I bet what's real good is that he had so much to say that's been recorded. So if you need anything, man, you can look up anything. He spoke on a lot of things. A lot of this business shit that he talked about, I listened to a lot of that, and I implement a lot of that shit to what I do today. You know, he was fucking smart, beyond smart, and that's one of my biggest influences. Yeah, recently. Yeah, for sure.
So all right, this is nothing about like the brand or anything, but it's about the music. All right, so do you think Nip and Pac were like kind of like the same person? Or do you think that there's like
impact wise, they both for sure gave a big ass ripple effect. The shit that Pac is still hitting people to this day.
Yeah.
You know, people who are just being born, and if they listen to Brenda's Got a Baby, like anytime, you know, like they'll feel some way. You know, like he still will get to people. Like that's how important Pac was. Pac is number one always.
Yeah.
And not just his music is, and his numbers are beyond, you know, but not even talking numbers wise, his impact is even greater. And yeah.
I look, thought you farted right there.
My bad. I had burped. I tried to burp off the mic. But no, yeah, you're so right, bro. Because they were like they're not even like looked at as musicians. They're looked at as like revolutionists.
Yeah, I remember in high school, I got kicked out of class because I think his name was Mr. Polson. He was a history teacher, and he said, "Name me a revolutionary," and I said Tupac outside. I mean, loud in the class. I raised my hand and everything, and he clowned me. Like he's like, "You really want that gangster? You really think that gangster rapper was a revolutionary?" And then I schooled him. You know, I told him exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah.
And then he didn't say shit, but just said, "Go outside."
Wow.
Go outside, because I just shunned him in front of the whole class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
That's a good feeling right there.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know I'm right. That's why you kicking me out, bro.
Yeah, he had something against me ever since I said that shit.
Yeah. Actually, so going back to like your younger days, like as you define yourself as a skater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A skater at heart. I can't skate. I can still skate, but not like I used to, for sure.
Yeah. You want so like growing up as skating influencing you, like how does that like impact you like now? Like
everything.
Yeah,
everything I am is because of that.
Mhm.
That plank and four wheels.
Yeah.
It influenced me. It introduced me to a culture that's still affecting all of us to this day.
Yeah,
Skateboarding is so important. People don't even realize that shit.
Yeah, man.
You know, music wise, it fucking introduced me to so much. Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
Slayer, all
So
this
true.
fucking music, and then you got Exhibit, Paparazzi on 411, and like, man, like. It influenced music wise. Probably my biggest influence was probably skateboarding, and culture wise, the clothing. You know,
Mhm.
I threw this together because I kind of felt like I wanted a graphic tee that resembles some 90s skateboarding shit. Some shit like 90s skateboarding. If you had a skate shop, you would just throw your logo on a shirt and you would sell that.
Yeah.
World Industries was just like some graphic shit, you know, like,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what I want to do. Just throw graphics like that and keep it 90s.
That's dope.
Yep.
That's sick.
That's so true though, because I remember like watching skating videos, and like I'd be like, "Damn, dog, this song makes the video so much more better."
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, for real, shout out to Jamie Thomas, the GOAT.
Jamie Thomas for
He
sure.
he rocked it. Filming is another thing I got into because of skateboarding. Creating a visual is another thing, you know, like he set it up perfectly. I feel like Jamie Thomas, 'cause he directed all of the skate films. Like he would pick the perfect songs, dude. Like it would like he would land to every beat. Like it was
Yeah, it was
amazing. It was just
perfect,
shit people weren't paying attention to. It was just the skateboarding, and I was like, yo, did you see how he connected this and that? Like in the video, like yeah, that's what got me at a young age. Like
Mhm.
Baker 2, Baker 3, fucking 2G, Andrew Reynolds. Man, fuck, I can talk about skateboarding all day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the skating life is everywhere. Like you see rappers nowadays, like they're hella good at skating. Like people even wouldn't even think that's good at skating.
Skateboarding is a market, bro.
Yeah, man.
What do you think, Lupe Fiasco? When you drop kick push, that shit was a business move.
Yeah.
And everybody was a skateboarder then.
Yeah.
After that, everybody skated. This was like my Tetzlaff years. And after that song came out, skateboarding was the shit. And then Pharrell came out with Ice Cream, and that was it, man. I had the ice creams too. Fuck, I was
Yeah,
like, man, I gotta get that. I never skated them though. I still have them in the box
But
size 8.
they're Reeboks, right? Or
Fuck, I can't remember. I don't know if they're Reeboks. They might have been,
I don't
honestly.
remember,
But they were just ice creams. They were just like it was literally like a fucking ice cream cone as the sole.
yeah.
And like it was just like this weird like leather like surrounding the whole shoe. It was for skateboarding. They were very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, Pharrell came with the skateboard P thing, and then everybody was a skateboarder. Everybody. I knew everybody was a fucking skateboarder.
Yeah, a lot of rappers are skaters, man. It's crazy because I was watching a video and it was Rich the Kid.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Rich
Dude,
the Kid's
he's-
fucking good.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
you don't even think.
Yeah, Rich the
like,
Kid is good, bro. So it's crazy to see like how much like a lot of people skate, and like it's crazy because the skating fashion, bro, it's everywhere and nobody notices it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly.
The Vans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look
The
at how everyone
Thrasher
is
shirts.
dressing right
Yeah.
now. Like
Yeah, skating actually
it's fucking
helped me
crazy.
like start liking like and taking care of not skating taking care of my shoes, but like liking different styles of shoes.
Yeah.
Like my first like
Oh,
real
yeah.
shoe that I really liked, because you know we grew up in a different age, you know. It was Janowski's.
Yeah, I remember.
Janowski's. I love Janowski's. Like, and I would like have a fresh pair and then one for skating. You know,
Yeah.
like that's like
those were the shoes right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was out the game. But
Yeah.
my game was more like we had the Osiris's, we had Circus, we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
Fuck, my favorite shoe was actually the Reynolds 3s America with the
Mhm.
little diamond
Yeah,
on them.
the American. Yeah, yeah.
Those were dope as fuck. They still are to this day.
Yeah.
And Fallen, I was in love with Fallen just because of Jamie Thomas though.
Yeah.
I was very biased with
It's crazy,
everything he
man.
did.
It's crazy, yo.
a lot of street brands you don't even know. People don't know that they're actually like skate brands. Like,
Yeah.
Obey, bro.
Yeah,
like
Obey, bro.
Obey was a big ass brand and nobody knew. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diamond, fucking
Diamond.
yeah.
Diamond.
I think
bro.
they were owned by professional skateboarders.
Pink
bro.
dolphin.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's crazy because people walk into a store not knowing it's a skate-owned shop. Like no, not Paxton. Well, Paxton too. Zoomies.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, I fucking love Zoomies, and like it's a skate shop.
Damn, they made it, bro. Zoomies idea was genius. They're like a mainstream skate shop.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody sees it that way.
It's in every mall.
Yeah.
Every fucking shop.
The orange couch. Then they have
Zoomies made it. They fucking made it.
Zoomies.
I
Fucking
don't know.
smart,
Remember CCS?
Yeah. I still go on CCS.
You still go on CCS? Yeah, that's you would get catalogs every month.
Hell yeah. I still get the catalog.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I haven't gotten from them for a minute. Yeah, but that was the shit. Getting that shit every month. I was like, hell yeah.
You can check out all the shit.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, the pages full of shoes.
All this shit I wish I could have, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I want that one. That one.
And they always got deals, dude. That's where I got my deck, the one that I have, the Santa Cruz one. That's where I got that.
Oh, you got it from CCS?
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's tight.
I wonder how they. I'm gonna check that shit out. I'm like,
They're still alive.
It's
That's a good
They
sign.
have hella deals too, like, you know.
Mhm.
And it's still nice clothes, you know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most
It's
definitely.
skateboarding.
Speaking of skateboarding, like yesterday I was watching a bunch of skating videos.
Skating videos?
I told Mario today, like, I wanted to skate today.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
always
dude.
that when you recycle the new year, the skateboard love comes back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
It's always every summer. Every summer for me, at least, that's my cycle. Every summer I pick up a skateboard. It's just, I do it naturally. It's just like something I gotta do.
I recently just started riding skateboarding. Like, it's dope as
Yeah,
fuck.
we
Like,
all got into
We
it.
all got into it.
It's
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
It's
It
fucking
brought us
magic.
together. Like, we would just go
Oh,
outside.
yeah, for
We didn't
sure.
know how to do tricks. You know, we're teaching Gerald how to ride, you know.
Yeah.
And we're just like, you know, we're just having
We
fun.
go
yeah.
to parks and shit. Like,
Yeah.
that shit was
Dude,
fun.
we would go
We'd
almost
search
like
parks.
3 or 4 times a week, bro. Like just
Yeah.
skating, like
Seeing
skate.
each other eat shit. Like,
Yeah.
that shit was funny, bro.
Fucking
Like,
skate or die.
Still haven't ate shit. Yeah.
I know you're
Dude,
overdue.
yeah. Everybody except you.
I
I
think
got
I've-
shit the most.
I think I've got it the
I fell on
worst.
my ass a lot.
Yeah, I've got it the worst.
That'll
Oh
happen.
shit!
I'm
I remember
scared.
going.
When we were cruising, we were
Yeah.
cruising around the block, and you know that one fucking house that always has rocks on the sidewalk. One house is down the street.
Down the street over here.
Yeah, so like these fools were hitting it right. These fools
Oh,
were
yeah.
curved
Yeah.
fuck. I was on my phone like an idiot because I knew my street. I was like, all right, cool. And all you hear is, zzz. I'm like, oh.
Here.
Yeah.
Boom.
All I see because I was behind Mario, I see Mario's body fly like 5 feet.
You hit a pebble?
I hit a fucking
Yeah.
pebble.
Ah,
Those are the
worst.
worst.
Yeah.
Especially if you got
Fucking
super
worst.
hard wheels that you're
Yeah.
not going over.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Oh, yeah. I've had plenty of those in my life.
bro.
Yeah.
For me, I was trying to do a manual, and the board slipped under my feet, and I fell back. I ate shit.
Shit, I remember when I was,
Yeah.
I think this was high school, me and David, shout out to David, we would, no homo, but homo.
Yeah,
We used to grab each other's arms and we
Uh-huh.
would yank each other. Like
Yeah.
he would be in front
Oh,
and grab my, and he would yank
Gain
me.
more
okay,
speed.
yeah,
But the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
is, I would hold on to him and then yank him. We would do that for like a minute. This is at Heritage Park, so we were going pretty fucking fast, just like
That's fun.
shooting each other.
That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
And then I hit a fucking pebble.
Oh,
And then I fell forward, and this was on the asphalt in the parking lot, and I slid on my entire arm. He'll remember this shit too. And this whole from here, from my wrist, a little bit underneath my elbow, it was just black.
Oh.
You know, like I don't know if you guys ever experienced an acid,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
asphalt
yeah.
burn.
Jaden
Yeah,
has a
fucking-
story.
Yeah,
Oh,
my-
fuck.
bro, I was. All right, so our homie
Come-
Eric,
come this way.
Our homie Eric, he was driving his car, right? And John holds on, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna hold on too.
Yeah, and he's
then-
not that
and I'm
experienced. Like, I
yeah.
can like do it, you know.
I just
And
yeah.
then
I
he's
just
like, fuck
started-
it,
yeah,
you know.
Like this is like probably the first week I got my board,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Send it.
Yeah, like,
And
full
I
send.
told him too. It's like,
Got a
dude,
full send.
he's probably not gonna stop. You know, our
No,
dumb friend.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's not gonna go that fast by like 10 miles. This fool was like 25 miles real quick. I'm like, damn,
Fuck.
bro.
Yeah.
So I'm
Speed-
hanging on,
speed wobbles.
like, the speed wobbles and shit. And all of a sudden, my board just gets stuck, and I fucking fall on my ass. Bro, I had like this, like
Gnarly
badass-
ass.
red,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
rug
like
rash.
that-
You know.
Yeah, that rash. And like, bro,
Those are
every
not
time
fun.
at work, I would have to, like, because I have to pick up shit. So, like, every time I bend down, I'm like, oh, fuck, that shit burns.
Because it's so tough that it reopens every time
yeah,
you
I'm
move.
like, oh, fuck, yeah.
Yep.
That shit
Fuck,
hurt.
I
I experienced that
Bitch.
plenty of fucking times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably had it the worst at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I don't want to skate no more.
Oh
This shit.
yeah.
That's just fun.
You get smacked in the shin and fucking regret it.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, skating, man.
So how old were you, Chris? How old were you when you kind of like started to think like, all right, it's time to do some shit different?
With what?
Like whether it was like skating, school,
Life.
your work.
Well, I skated at least until I was 18, religiously. You know, I was getting pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. But what stopped me was because I needed to get money. You know, I was getting to that point where I was getting my license. I needed a car. I needed to just go, you know, grow up.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately for me, the pro life wasn't, you know, anywhere near.
Yeah.
People were getting so good so fast. And nowadays, like, I watch kids skate. I'm like, wow, like, this shit is like what you would see in video games. Like, it's just crazy levels now.
Yeah.
And so I just said, fuck it, you know. It's just a hobby. And that's when I started going to pharmacy. It was just kind of just a growing up thing.
Yeah.
Facing reality.
Yeah. There's those things in life that we have to put aside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying in every podcast, like I really wanted to be an NBA player, and then I stopped growing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well.
And it was going for a while. I was going to all his games. We went to your All-Star game in Pasadena.
My All-Star game, yeah.
That shit was fucking tight.
All-Star game?
Yeah, bro. I was a hooper for Cerritos.
He was. He really was. He had like staff workers come up to me asking if he can play, like if they can train him, and this was like obviously all before high school, and yeah, he was getting hella good. I was excited. I was like, man, my little brother's actually a really good fucking basketball player.
It's funny because everybody they know I've been held back.
Yeah.
So like I was like the oldest dude on the court, tallest dude on the court, and I'm playing against like I was in 7th grade, so they were 7th graders, but I was supposed to be an 8th grader type.
Yeah.
So in 8th grade, sorry, it's like 6th grade, they were 5th graders type shit. And then so I was the biggest dude on the court. So and like I was a center, right? Because I was playing against like a bunch of little Asian kids, Filipino kids, you know, from Cerritos. And then and then I was a center, bro, that could dribble, shoot, layup. They're like, damn, bro, like this kid's how old doing that? Like, not and then so yeah, this shit was funny. So now that I think about it, I was like, I was schooling like little kids. Like, so I was like, I felt bad, but it was a fun run. The shit was fun though. But yeah, then high school hit and I was like, this shit is not fun anymore. Like they're making me work my ass off.
Yeah.
I
Like,
know you got like a hella skinny freshman year.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You were like, you didn't even look right.
Yeah, bro. That looks sick.
Is that Mario?
You went from a center to like a point guard real quick.
Yeah, bro. It was bad.
Bro, looking back, it was crazy how skinny you were, bro.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was fucking nuts. I remember that.
I can't see myself like that anymore.
Yeah, I always forget that you were at that point.
It was scary. Like I look at pictures, I'm like, oh fuck, eat.
Give this man a sandwich.
Give him a sandwich, please.
There's a lot of running.
Yeah.
Hell running.
So you got any plans besides like the clothing brand, like that you're focusing on as well?
Oh man. Really, my main goal is just to double up what I accomplished last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just worrying about that. You know, I can't have too much on my plate, which I always fucking do. I do it to myself because I'm obsessive with learning.
Yeah.
Like literally, like that's like my hobby, like my life, my go-to. If all else fails, I'm just researching shit just to know.
That's good though,
Yeah.
man. Because a lot of people don't want to fucking learn.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, thank God, I do it just because I want to. You know,
Yeah.
that's always kind of how it's always been. And now that I'm older, I stumble upon something that grasped my attention and changed my reality. Like I was literally like reading books, and my life was just changing as I read pages. That's how important books are.
Yeah.
I always stress that. That's another thing too. I wanted to do with my brand was, shine some light on education, how important it is, and I want the younger kids to take note of that as soon as possible. So kind of how, I don't know how I'm wording this, but I'm trying to tell kids to like really take shit seriously early on in life. And
So they could be prepared for the.
prepared, yeah. I mean, it's really hard. They're kids, you know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's like one thing I always thought to myself was like, man, if I had known what I know now at a younger age, like, of course we all do,
Yeah.
but it's because I actually took learning seriously.
Yeah.
I actually took it learning for like hella seriously.
A lot
for
of
once.
people like older than us or older than our like 20s, like we're in the 20s, like they're always telling me that like if I knew what I knew your guys' age, you know, like I would have started way like things
Yeah.
would have been different. I always
Yeah.
hear that.
But I mean, like I said, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, so I was able to come up with shit quickly because of education. You know, just learning on my own.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big skeptic for a lot of things, especially the school system. So I don't be trusting what they teach you there.
Yeah. What do you think you're gonna do for your daughter? Homeschool, regular school?
Man, that's a tough question.
Yeah,
It's something I think about all the time because
Yeah.
the way things are going in school right now, I definitely don't trust them.
Yeah.
You gotta worry about traffickers now. You gotta worry about
exactly.
the teachers now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and for me, I want her to learn as much as possible early. So, but real shit. Like I'm not talking about like at first I think elementary's okay. You know, you can learn your basics in life there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, communication
Like
skills
social,
too. Making
yeah,
exactly.
social
You know,
skills.
learning how to be around other kids,
Other
and
people,
other people, learning how to be more obedient. You know, stuff we teach her at home, but she can get even more of that at school.
Yeah.
And at Leo Elementary is like a great fucking school.
It's a dope ass school.
Yeah.
I will always vouch for that school. And,
I like that school too.
you know, in the future, I want to invest in that school. You know, make it even bigger than what it is, and I want to shed a lot of light on that. And that's another reason why I made a brand. But that's another thing. So she's gonna go there, and I have a lot of trust in that school. So I have no problem with that. It's middle school and high school where I'm like more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But until we get to there, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's a long way, but this shit goes by.
Yeah.
She goes quick,
fast.
man.
Like,
I just had
bro.
her. I felt like the fucking last month, and now she's running around. Fucking
Wait, how old is she
speaking.
right now?
She's a year and a half.
She's a year and a half. So
Holy
think about it.
crap.
That, like, we just finished the decade. Remember you 2010, then 2030, dude. She's gonna be like 10 years
That's
old.
what I'm saying, though.
That's
Like
gonna
thinking
be
about
crazy.
2010, like I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was a junior, I think,
Yeah.
living that wild life.
Yeah.
Living
It's crazy, yo.
How's it
Like-
being a dad, bro?
Yeah, like how does your mindset change? Like,
yeah.
what's
mindset definitely changes. It's more of a from self to we and her.
Yeah.
It's like everything is naturally becomes that. It like naturally becomes you put her first.
Yeah.
Like I
everything's
don't
for
like
her.
sometimes I'm like fuck, you know, like she's cool, but let me think about myself so I can set up something for her later. Like no, like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Somehow you like biologically they just fucking change, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking crazy when you have a kid. It's an energy thing, I think. You know, you made life. I made life. So my force is getting in. You know, it's intertwined with her.
Yeah.
So
Shit's
Uh,
crazy.
She gave you that drive and passion to start new things.
hella, you
Yeah.
know, like I was always self-motivated. You know,
Yeah.
I was always someone that was just on the go. And then when she came, it like intensified it.
Yeah.
You know, I got our own place quickly. You know, set up me and my girl up. You know, of course with her help. You know,
Mhm.
and it's kind of just been going up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I want to keep it at. And definitely mindset changes. Mindset changes completely, tremendously. You know, to say the least. It's crazy, bro. The love is, and I hope everyone gets to experience this in life. It's the
Yeah.
love you feel for a daughter or a son. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I can't explain that love. You know, if you think you know love, have a kid. And it's a whole it's not love anymore. It's like it's like another
words for it. Like,
Yeah.
I can't explain it. There is no word
Yeah.
for what I feel for her. It's so instant. I lost my breath when I saw her for the first time. Like
That's
that
so
shit like
crazy.
shit like
Man.
shit like that.
Shit's
Like you
crazy,
just don't
yeah.
expect, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy feeling. It's awesome. And I hope all of you guys experience that in life, you know, because that love is beautiful. More than beautiful. It
That
is
is dope.
life. It is life, you know. You created it. And then I see her and I see me.
Yeah.
So it's like, I
crazy.
trip, bro. To this day, I'm like, wow. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I would actually like to give a shout out to my brother and his wife because they are having a baby soon.
Nice.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so can't wait for niece or nephew.
And I'm sure. How do you feel being an uncle? Like I know I have Zoe, so I have some kind of like, and similarity to that. But how do you feel being an uncle?
Bro, it was fucking crazy. Cause like my whole life, like no offense or anything to like you or Lenny, I never saw y'all having kids. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But like it's just me like not seeing you guys like that, you know. But like I don't see Carlos having a kid. Like just to be straight up, like I don't.
It's just something that happens.
It's just something like that, you know. So like when it happened, bro, I was like, no fucking way. Like, dude, no way, you know. So
that day was crazy.
No, it's crazy. Like, because for me, it's like wow, my brother is gonna be a dad.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So like, I was like,
It's
bro, my
not
sister's
surreal. You don't feel it, huh?
and my sister's gonna be a mom, bro.
Yeah.
And my brother's gonna be a dad. Like, it's so crazy. And like, even like to this day, like I see like you guys like personalities change and like it like for the good, you know. Like it's you guys become better people and like all this stuff, you know. So like seeing that and like seeing like the two kids you guys are raising, I'm just like, damn, bro, you can't be nothing but proud and happy, you know.
Yeah.
Bringing extra life and extra joy to the family, like it's crazy, bro. Like it's a side that I thought growing up I thought I'd never see, because for some reason, like my mind, like I see like we're all young.
Yeah.
I see us like 10 years young, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, bro, you're having a kid, that's crazy, we're so young.
I know.
You know?
That's how I felt when I was having it.
Yeah, you know,
it's like, whoa, I'm like only 24.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
but
it is what it is.
seeing the life change and like, bro, it's nothing but good, you know? Like I'm blessed. Like it's crazy being an uncle, like having that tag now, like to two little
It's crazy.
girls,
I
like,
know
it's
the way it
crazy.
happened though. My sister, you know, she got pregnant like 3 months after us, and it was a fucking crazy surprise.
Yeah.
More of a surprise than my own.
Yeah.
I cried for her before I cried for me. I was like, oh my god, I couldn't. She stunned my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you texted me in the car. I was on my way back from Disney, and then my girl was reading my text, and then she was like,
Oh yeah, you weren't there,
I
huh?
was like, oh, you're having I was like, she's like, is your sister's name Lynette?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, yeah. And she's like, she's having a baby? I was like, shut the fuck up.
No, the way my sister did it was dope. All right, so we were all in the backyard having dinner,
Oh, yeah,
and
tell me the story. I didn't see it.
yeah, okay. So we were outside. We were actually talking about me and Dree about because she was pregnant. We were just discussing stuff, and my dad was like, "Man, Lenny will never have a kid," you know. And my sister's like, "I will never have a kid," and my dad's like, "No." And she pulled out the ultrasound and just threw it at his chest.
Oh.
And that was some ill shit. I was like, no fucking way. You know? You're fucking. She's like, I'm pregnant, and we're like, oh my god. Yeah, it was wild.
She had it ready. She said,
it was.
What's up?
It was crazy,
She's like, this
bro.
is perfect.
Yeah.
We were all stunned. It was just quiet for like a couple seconds. Like when we looked at her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." And we all just like couldn't believe it, like at all. Like
Yeah.
we had just told the news about that, and then she came with that. Like my older brother was like, "I'm never coming to the house again. Everyone shows up pregnant."
shit.
I know, man.
That's
It's just
funny.
crazy. It's crazy, yo.
You
Yeah.
just pull that shit out like.
Yeah, that was tight. She's like, "Oh, I'm not pregnant." Damn.
That was crazy. Yeah, recently it was my brother. Shout out to Jermaine and Leia. So they recently, it was Christmas Day. So they basically, it was a gift to the parents. So it was like wrapped up. It was a picture of the ultrasound.
No, that's dope.
Yeah. So they're like, oh shit, it was like a whole surprise.
That's dope.
crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, telling your parents is the scariest shit, man. It really was. We had such a tough time doing it. I remember we were here at the house. I think we had my aunts and all of them were over. And we're like, we're gonna wait till everybody's gone.
Yeah.
And it was just luckily just my sisters, my brothers, my mom, and my dad. They were in the kitchen. My parents and all of my siblings were outside, and me and Dree were in the bedroom. Like, so when are we gonna do it? You know, the whole time like, when are we gonna do it? Dree was just like, let's just do it now. I'm like, fuck no, not yet.
Yeah.
You know, just scared, bro. I didn't know what to expect, and we just put it in a bag. He had like a bag and the ultrasound in like a frame, and we walked up to my parents and, you know, handed it over. And my mom was like, what the hell is this? And I just open it. And then she opens it and she looks at me like, no. I'm like, well, yeah. Just like that. And then my dad just hugs me like right away. I'm like, what the? I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
You know, and my dad just hugged me right away. And then my mom, you know, starts crying and shit. And then my mom goes outside and like, we're having a baby. And then I remember you were there and we're like, everyone was just like, nah. Everyone was just in denial because, fuck, dude, I couldn't even believe it, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I remember my mom walking out, like, hugging the frame and, like, crying. I was like, what the fuck? Why are you crying? I'm like, who did this? and then my mom, like, shows the picture. I was like, what is that?
What's this black and white?
Yeah, is that you?
Like, did you draw this?
Yeah,
I'm
no, it's
like,
like a little
holy
dot. Like, really, like a little dot and all.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, bro. No way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, life's a trip.
Yeah, bro.
Life's a trip.
Life is a trip. What's the time? Where we at, boy?
We're at an hour and 23 minutes, but we can keep going, man. It's up to you guys.
I'm
But
done.
what's it called? I was gonna say, you know, I don't like it when people say like, you know, I'm too young to have a kid. Like when
Yeah,
people like
me
talk
too.
down, like it's like there's a good in it, you know.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna grow with your kid at the same. You're gonna be strong with your kid. You know, you're still gonna be young when she's older.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
That's the big benefit
And,
about it.
yeah.
You know, and that's I'm thankful. At first, I was scared, but like I would say it took me about 3 months to get used to it, and
Yeah.
I was ready.
Yeah.
And being young has been actually a benefit. You know,
Yeah.
we use it.
And it changes
Being
you
young.
for the better too. You know.
No, yeah, exactly. At a younger age,
Yeah.
you get ahead of that. You get some kind of fire in you, and
Mhm.
learning to be a parent is is not easy, but it's definitely a lot of learning,
Yeah.
and you definitely grow, no doubt. But as a relationship, I think that's the hardest.
Yeah.
You go through a lot of things with your significant other during the early stages because you're just tired, bro.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're just extremely tired, so you act off of being cranky, and you say a lot of things you don't mean, and you act a certain way you don't normally do.
Yeah.
But to all the young parents out there, just give it time, just fight. The first stage is hard,
Yeah.
It's
Time,
not
time
easy.
heals.
but it's not. You know what? Another thing that I have to mention is that when you have a kid, you do everything willingly, no matter what. You don't find it a burden that your daughter's crying at 2 a.m. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, when you're tired, but sometimes it's not like that. Like, it's not like what people think is, oh my God, it's torture. But when you're with your daughter and it's like a late night, she's crying, or whatever the case may be, it's not what you think it is.
You want to
It's not-
be there.
Yeah, you want to be there.
Yeah.
It's not an anger thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not what people they portray it to be.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely not. There's there's love in it, and when
Yeah.
love's in it, I mean, you don't feel no negative way.
Yeah.
You do anything for love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know, cause the baby was still here before you guys moved out. You guys had. She was what, like a year old when you guys moved out?
October, yeah.
Yeah,
She was a
like
year and
right? Like 3
4
months.
4
Yeah.
4 months. Yeah.
So like I was with her for like a year too, and like she would be crying late at night, and like we were right next to each other, so I would hear it. I'm like, damn, how are these fools not getting mad at her, bro? Like, you guys had to, and like I was like fucking muffing my ears and like I'm like fuck, but like surprisingly she didn't grow up like that. Like she never like often, like she wouldn't cry late like that. Like when she was growing up. Now she's a different story. She's more hyper.
Yeah,
But back then she would knock
she's
out.
hyper. She's just an energy ball, man. Constantly
crazy.
running. She's teething right now, so sleeping until like 3 a.m. But I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Your life throws you an obstacle. You just gotta fight through that bitch.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's gonna go by so fast. Like, you see her now, it's like
That's what I think in my mind all the time.
Yeah.
I when I sometimes catch myself do like I do get like kind of frustrated.
Mhm.
I think about, this is like the one time you're gonna do this with Arya.
Yeah.
I'll have other kids in the future, but Arya, Blue,
yeah,
like this is like the only time. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
I enjoy every moment, bro.
yeah.
I really do. I remind myself every day.
That's dope.
It's crazy
That's
how
good, though. That's good to have that
It's been
mentality.
fast. I
Yeah,
still
man.
remember when she would just be on like the kitchen table, just in the crib,
yeah.
and then now she's already just
I know.
running.
Running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of the videos.
Yeah.
her pink Benz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now she pushing the whip, man.
Yeah.
You gotta
That was
match.
so
you gotta match.
fast,
So
dude.
fast, yeah. We were there. It's gonna go really
crazy.
there.
Yeah,
Even
bro,
faster,
yeah.
bro. At the end of this year, is gonna be a whole nother girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy when she's like starts like actually talking like actual sentences.
Like,
and shit. I'm
like,
communicating with you.
yeah,
and shit,
yeah.
yeah.
Communicating. I'm like, whoa.
Because it's
Yeah.
coming, man. Like she knows how to communicate in her own little way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's coming, dude.
It's
She's
weird.
learning fast. She's a little brilliant little girl.
Like I kind of experienced like when you see a baby not being able to communicate, and then him being able to communicate. Like Lisi's nephew, right? I remember when he was like a little baby, and he would just be like, "Oh yeah," like saying random stuff, you know. And then now he's telling me, "John, I gotta go pee," or like, "Hey, can I play too?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
That's
he's
crazy.
like, it's weird, like,
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
it's
It's,
like-
it's funny you bring that up because I go through the same thing with Danica's little brother T.
yeah,
Bro, I was there from when he was born,
Mhm.
you know, and like I was seeing it, and I look back at videos, and like he's like in his car seat, like looking at me and like holding my finger.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
bro, what the? And then now, like I look at him now, and he's like, yo, when we gonna play the Switch? Hey,
Hey, bitch.
How come you didn't bring your games this time, bro? Like, I'm like, what the
Nah, but he's pretty advanced though. Like that little kid is fucking awesome.
He's
Yeah.
awesome, bro.
And
Like,
Lisi's nephew, like, we'll be watching Jurassic Park, and he'll tell me, "Oh, that's a pteranodon, or that's a brontosaurus, or that's like a."
it's crazy,
And
bro.
we're like, "Are you
Dinosaurs.
sure, bro?" And then we'll look it up, and it's that.
Oh, yeah,
dinosaur.
they know. They know, man.
I was like, "What the hell, bro?"
Especially the dinosaur game. That shit's
Yeah.
serious.
yeah, bro.
In this decade,
Shout outs to Boogie.
one of us is gonna have a kid.
No, well, I mean,
Relax, kid.
I wouldn't be surprised if all y'all did, really.
Oh yeah.
Decade.
Just think about it.
In a
10 years
decade,
from now,
yeah.
you guys are all 20, right?
No,
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
For
Gonna be
sure.
30, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But then again, you never know.
You
Yeah.
never know. Just God'll throw it.
Exactly.
Throw it. Yeah, here's a baby. Here's a baby.
Go. Here you go.
Here you go. Oh man, take it back.
He looks like your boss.
He looks like your boss.
Oh.
Hell yeah. That was a little nice joke they threw in the Grinch. The little girl. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He looks just like your boss.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Funny as fuck, man. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We went through all the questions.
Bro, I got no questions, bro.
Holy
Alright, man.
crap.
No more
Well,
questions?
I think
Any
that's
last minute
That is
questions?
crazy.
Do you have any questions
Any
for
last
us?
thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like words of
Actually, I got
advice.
some. Oh, yeah. No, never mind. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the words of advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My advice?
Yeah, words of advice to our listeners.
Well, I can only offer advice in the field that I've been in, but if you're looking to just be creative and create some kind of content of your own to express yourself, like I said, don't quit. You know, and I mean, doubt's gonna come. That's a part of the process.
Yeah.
And when you feel that doubt, just try to remind yourself that it phases out. Because, for instance, for me, every day it's a roller coaster, especially with this brand. Some days I'm like, fuck, it's hot. And I'm like, I'm really hitting, like, like this is going well.
Yeah.
And then some days I'm like, man, I think my shit is whack.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta do something. I gotta step up my game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, but that's all just a mind game. You
Yeah.
know, just remember that your mind is what you're fighting against every day.
Plays tricks on
For
you.
sure.
No, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
You know, it'll throw different perspectives your way, and you will believe certain that you didn't look under the rug to see that real perspective.
Yeah.
And always use your heart. Your heart will guide you. You know, always your intuition will always guide you. You know, if you feel like you need to do this right now, then do it. You know,
Yeah.
just do it. You know, but other than that, man, just have fun.
Yeah.
Everything, always have fun with it, because the fun, what I learned is this: creativity and happiness are linked. You know, and I find that if you ever find yourself in a hole and you're not happy, create something, whether it's just for yourself or your friends. For some reason, creativity brings the happiness out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, because another thing too, like if you're depressed and shit, like it's hard to be creative, but you know, it's all mind game. You know, switch the script. You know, always say the right words to yourself and speak the right words out. That's very important.
Yeah.
Say I do, I will. You know, switch whatever you have to do.
Mhm.
You know, change the dialogue and how you speak about yourself. And again, don't quit. Be consistent. You know, and yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Thank you.
boy.
Hell, motherfucker. Yeah.
No, thank you guys. Honestly, this shit was tight.
Thank you, bro.
shit.
Thank you for coming on, man.
on, man.
Man,
Yeah,
no
dude.
doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt. I was gonna save this. I was actually gonna do it tonight, but I have my boy Steph. He's gonna come in and record one of you guys' shows.
Oh,
It was supposed to be tonight, but
Oh, shit.
it fell through. But
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
shit.
gonna
Oh,
come
hell
to
yeah.
one of you guys' show, and he's gonna make it look like a fucking legitimate shit.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Oh,
It's,
hell
my,
yeah.
it's my gift to you guys.
Oh,
Thank
Oh,
you, bro.
Hey.
appreciate
Yeah.
it. Man. What the fuck?
I know. Thanks,
No,
bro.
no. I mean,
Appreciate you, man.
I really love what you guys are doing.
Thanks,
Keep this
man.
shit up. I
Thank
think
you for
this is
supporting.
actually the most perfect thing to do right now. Everyone needs to hear this.
Yeah.
And even if it's just for the community, bro, Cerritos this is
It
where it's
really
at.
is,
You know,
man.
Yeah.
this city is not been claimed yet. You know, and that's my
True.
goal. It should be your goal too.
Hell
Yeah.
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 Well, where can they find you, bro? Like,
Yeah. We're
like
gonna
your shit,
all
man.
your stuff.
Everything's on Instagram, and mind at large co. You will see me there. Web store will come out this year. I've been working on it for a minute now. And You can find me in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can listen to us on Spotify. People only listen to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you know, or this own, you know, Anchor.fm. Thank you guys for always being here to support us. If you're here listening all the way through,
Thank you.
you know, one day we will all be something. You right there listening, you will be something too. You know, remember the name, Young Growing Minds, and take it away, G.
Thank you for listening to YGM Podcast Young Growing Minds. Good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you're listening.
Bye, motherfucker.
Later.
Success. Good shit.